Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. Very warm welcome to another episode of Niche Spotlight. So it's been a while since I've done one of these. I think it was a few months ago I analysed bamboo toothbrushes and we looked at whether they would be a good niche for you to import a product, private label it and sell on Amazon. So today we're going to look at a completely different niche, something equally random. Most products I look at are random. Most products I sell are kind of random. But we're going to see if this is a good opportunity. So the product we're looking at today is a wall-mounted metal wire floating shelf. How is that for random? Right? So I have the niche opened up here on Amazon, right? Anytime you want to find a niche, you just need to type in the keyword that you would type in if you were a customer looking for the product, right? So wall-mounted metal wire floating shelf is probably something like that. You could also do maybe just a more general keyword of floating shelf, but that would include wooden ones as well. So I went for the more long tail keyword, more specific search result, wall-mounted metal wire floating shelf. Okay, that's probably what you'd type in if you were looking for something like this. All right, so let's have a look at this niche. And you might be doing the same thing as me right now. You might have a list of niches that you've been looking at. You might be trying to decide which one you might want to go for. And so I'm going to show you my process of how I do it, and hopefully you'll get some ideas and some insights into how I think about this stuff. So first of all, before we even dive into the niche on Amazon, we need to remember what we're looking at here when we analyze a niche. It comes back to the radar, right? The product research radar, smash hit product radar. 4 elements that any good niche will have. Number 1, high demand. Evidence in the marketplace, people want to buy this thing. Okay, low competition. Not too many established sellers selling the thing, and also low hassle. Right, we don't want this thing to be a complete nightmare to import and sell, and also you need there to be some kind of gap in the marketplace. So we're going to go around these elements of the radar, analyze this niche, and see if this would be a good opportunity to sell on Amazon. By the way, this is how I make it look kind of like a radar. Okay, so let's have a look at these shelves. So how do we figure out whether they have high demand? It's very simple. You hit the Jungle Scout button. Now there's loads of pieces of software you can use to get similar information like this. You can use Helium 10, you can use ZonGuru. I think Amazal does the same thing. There's loads and loads of software. Anything that tells you the monthly revenue of each product is good enough. So just find one, pay for it. Let's dive in. Don't overthink the software part. It's not really that important. As you can see, there's lots of demand for this product. In other words, customers are buying these shelves. So if customers are clearly spending money on these products we can see here, there's a good chance that if you offer something equally good to the niche or better, they might buy yours as well. Right, so the number 1 seller here is doing £28,000 in revenue. Now, if we go very conservative and we assume maybe a 20% profit margin, then we could safely say they're making about 6k per month or £5,600 per month. In reality, they've probably got maybe a 30% margin, which is more often what happens. So they could be making up to 8k or maybe up to 10k per month with their product. So, people are doing well, right? Number 2 seller's doing 14k per month. Again, very healthy. Number 3 seller's doing 9k per month. Number 4 seller's doing 5k per month. And really what we're looking for is evidence that you can make £1,000 per month profit with the product. Right? I aim to make at least £1,000 a month profit with any product I launch in Amazon UK, because that's what really makes it worthwhile. Worthwhile contacting suppliers, getting the stock shipped over, doing all the marketing, all that stuff. We don't want to do all that and just make £50 a month profit, right? It just wouldn't be worth it. £1,000 a month would be, right? So we want really as many sellers as possible doing 3K per month in revenue or more. That's supposed to be a plus symbol, by the way. Because if we assume a 30% profit margin, which is usually what you can get close to, then 3K per month in revenue would give us £1,000 per month in profit. And in this niche, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sellers who are all doing at least £1,000 per month in profit. So this is proven it's possible, and you could come along and be number 7 seller who's also doing that. Your challenge with any niche is to somehow offer something better than at least the person who's making the minimum revenue you want to make. Right? So this person here, the brand Jolitac, okay, they're making £4,200 per month in revenue. Let's say maybe £1,000, maybe £1,500 per month profit. We've just got to beat them. If we can do something better than them, then we should make more sales, right? Simple as that. So they've got these they hexagonal shelves. Right, their price point is pretty good. Okay, £26. Okay, looks like they're out of stock right now. Coming back in stock on August 11th, which is incidentally the date when my hairdresser will be available to give me a haircut. It's about time. My hair is getting unbelievable right now. It's actually really starting to do my head in. Hairdresser went on holiday 2 weeks ago, so can't wait for just to get it all chopped off. Anyway, this is what we have to beat, right? This is what we have to beat, this product here. They've done quite well. That looks like quite a stylish product. If we can do better than this, then customers should buy our product as well. You know, they'll either buy this person's product or they'll buy our product, and we'll get a slice of the pie, a slice of the money going through the niche. In fact, I analysed the bamboo toothbrush niche again last week on a live masterclass, and I realised all you needed to make £1,000 per month profit in that niche is to get 2.5% of the revenue on page 1 of that niche, and you will do that. Right, so it's not like we need to be the best product on the whole page. We just need to get a very small percentage of the revenue going through any niche. So the point is, this niche certainly has high demand, so it gets full marks for that. Let's look at competition. What levels of competition do we have here? Well, the way you tell levels of competition in any niche is always the reviews. The reviews. Why do reviews indicate competition? Well, if a product has tons and tons and tons and tons of reviews, really what reviews are is social proof. Right, if I'm looking at a product, it's all very well for the person selling it to say, this is a really fantastic product. You know, it's made of handmade solid wood. It's had exquisite workmanship, right? You know, etc., etc., etc. They can say all this stuff they want. Of course, they're going to say it's the perfect product. But as a customer, to really get the truth, obviously we're going to look at the reviews. Reviews give social proof, which is basically, if everyone else is buying something, then surely they can't all be wrong, right? If 65 people have left a review on this product, then surely, as long as the reviews aren't too bad, it must be okay. And generally, the more reviews a product has, the more you trust the score that it has. Right? If a product has 3 reviews and a 5-star score, you're going to be a bit skeptical because it could have just been 3 really, really lucky transactions, right? 3 really, really nice customers. But if a product has 4,000 reviews and 5-star, then clearly the product's very, very, very good quality. Lots of people have bought it. Therefore, it becomes more of an obvious choice in the marketplace. So we want relatively low reviews on most of the sellers that are doing well, and most of the sellers on page 1. That's what we want. Once sellers start to get more than 400 reviews, the product looks slightly more like an obvious choice. Right here on page 1, this product here with 600 reviews looks like kind of one of the most established products. It kind of looks like the obvious choice here. Okay, but there aren't too many products like that. You know, most of them have less than 400 reviews here. And this is the crucial thing. If you see people with low numbers of reviews who are making great sales, then it's a sign you can compete as an individual seller, right? So if I look at, for example, this product here has got 127 reviews, which isn't too many. You could get that in a few months, right? And they're making $9,000 a month. So clearly not the most competitive niche. Also, there aren't any huge name brands that I'd be worried about competing with. There's M Design here, which I think I have heard of actually. Let's have a quick look on Google. Seems familiar, M Design. But you can compete with big brands, you know, as long as they're not completely dominating the entire marketplace. And in this case, they're clearly not. There's a lot of small, unheard of brands here that I think it would be fine to compete with. So, competition, definitely low. I'm happy with that. What about low hassle? Is this a low hassle niche? Well, look, they're very simple. That's what they have on their side. They're very simple, this product. It's bits of metal and wood, or sometimes just bits of metal, right? Not the most complicated thing. It doesn't have any moving parts, right? It's not an electronic. It doesn't have circuits. It's not a supplement. We're not going to have to eat it, right? So you don't have to have you know, all of these safety checks and things like that. It's a very simple product. So I think in terms of being able to manufacture it and make sure we don't get too many returns, breakages, things like that, should be okay. One thing about it is it might be a little bit on the heavy side, a little bit on the bulky side. But, you know, that's not the end of the world. If we're shipping it over, you know, especially by sea, it should be fine. Let's look at the weight of one of these competitors and see just how bulky and big it actually is. Here we are. So this one's 1.1 kilograms. So I usually recommend trying to find products that are under a kilogram. But if it's a little bit over, it's not like it's the end of the world. You just need to be aware that, you know, shipping by air, you might not be able to get a really cheap rate for that. You might not be able to ship quite as many over by air. So when you're testing it, you might need to do less than, you know, 50. You might need to do 30, which is okay. Let's have a look at the size. Package dimensions, 36 by 32 by 11. So that should be okay. I believe off the top of my head, that is under the oversized dimensions for Amazon FBA. I'm just going to Google that quickly. Amazon FBA oversized. Let's have a look in the UK. I'm pretty sure it's under, but I do like to double check these things. And by the way, you can sell oversized stuff. Like I've got products that are oversized. It just means there's going to be a slightly bigger fee. And if you can work that out and build that into your expenses, and you can still make a profit, it's fine. You know, it's not a game change. It's not the end of the world. You just need to be aware when you're looking at your fees and how much you might need to actually pay, right? Okay, here we are. So I have the rate card here for the FBA fees. By the way, you can get this, just Google Amazon FBA oversize fee and you'll get to this rate card. It's on the Amazon website, Seller Central website. And you can see here the standard package dimensions under 45 by 34 by 26. Okay, so if it's under this, it's not going to be oversized, right? Oversized starts if it gets bigger than that, basically. Okay, and then you have an increasing amount for how much it weighs. Okay, so as you can see, under 1.5 kilograms, if it's in the UK, will be £2.60 for the fulfillment fee. Okay, not too bad, right? Very small fee, especially if you're charging like £25 or something. So this is under the oversized dimensions. I mean, your product could be a different size anyway, but it should be under. So it's not too bulky, but it's certainly at the upper end of, you know, small and light products. It's certainly not the smallest product I've seen, but it's within the realms. We're not on Mars. We're in the same area we want to be. So I would say it is relatively low hassle, with a caveat that it might be tricky to ship loads of them by air. Might be better to do it by sea when we order bigger amounts. Okay. So, is there a gap in the marketplace? Well, again, the best way to figure this stuff out is to have a look at the reviews and see if there's anything with the main best-selling products that customers are unhappy about. Do you see any recurring themes with the main products, the best sellers, the things that need to be improved? So if we take the best seller right now, open it up and have a look at the listing, we can investigate this stuff and we can see, is there something that customers clearly wish was better about this product? Now, as you can see, it's reviewed very, very well. 4.5 or 4.6 to be precise stars. So they've obviously done something right, My computer seems to have ground to a halt. So we'll just wait for it to catch up. Here we go. Let's have a look. So we want to see, is there something that customers are complaining about with this product? Is there something that they wish was better about it? Somewhere where we could be better. And the best way to think about this is see it like a sport, right? See it like a sport. All your competitors within the niche you're selling within, it's like other teams in the same league as you, right? If you want to use football as an example. They're all players in the same league, all competitive teams. You know that every team has a strength and a weakness. You know that certain players are good in certain areas and bad in other areas. Find out what their weaknesses are, exploit them, and do better, right? Every team is good at something and bad at something else. Like your product will be good at something and bad at something else. But as long as you can offer something different, something better, as long as you can make your product stand out somehow, you'll have a chance of actually competing. Just notice it's got really bright, so I'm sorry if the camera has gone all whited out. We're still on the slightly ghetto setup at the moment. Next week should be slightly better, and also I should have less hair. Cool. All right, so 3 out of 5, smaller than advertised. Depth of the shelves is only 10 centimeters instead of the 11.8 centimeters shown. Okay, well, probably not too dramatic of a problem. Let's have a look. One thing you can do is just click on maybe the 2-star ratings. Sometimes there's also a button for critical ratings. Let's have a look. See what most of the people were complaining about. Top critical review, smaller than smaller than advertised. Let's have a look. Not the best quality, not worth £26. Okay, so we could improve the quality. Much smaller than expected. Okay, so now maybe we're seeing some kind of theme. Let's have a look at some of the 3-star reviews. Sometimes you can tell a lot from the 3-star reviews because they're people that aren't hating the product, but they're not really satisfied. Let's have a look. Kind of wonky. Interesting. Get what you pay for. Talking about the quality. Small but attractive. Okay, so these people are saying that it's not wide enough, right? Can't fit much on it. Stylish but tricky. The part that helps you drill it to the wall is upside down. So one of the things that we're starting to see here is the quality of these shelves maybe isn't as good as it could be. So if you were to come in, think this is the best seller in the marketplace. It's doing 28 grand per month. If you could come in with a product that's better quality for a similar price, it really was better quality, maybe it was a bit bigger, similar design, like we know people like this design, we did something similar but just somehow made it better, you could knock them off the top spot and you could be doing 28k per month in this niche. So I would say from a little bit of investigation there is a gap in the marketplace. Okay, So how good do I rate this niche overall? Maybe I should give it some kind of mark out of 10. Would that be cool? Would that be helpful? Yeah, let's do that. All right, so the wall-mounted metal wire floating shelf. You know what? I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. Why? Because you know what? There's certainly a demand there. It's not the craziest demand I've seen, okay? But there is, you know, people want to buy this thing, so, you know, there certainly is demand. The competition is certainly low. There's certainly lots of room to compete. So there is an opportunity here to join, you know, the top 6 sellers and get your grand a month profit. It is low hassle, but it's not the most low hassle product I've ever seen in my life. This can be good because a lot of Amazon sellers want to avoid products where there's a bit of hassle. So you can have an advantage there by being able to put up with a bit of hassle. And there's certainly gaps in the marketplace. From a little bit of research, I can see that you know, there's quality issues with some of the best sellers in the niche. So I think that's a fair score. Tell me what you think about this niche in the comments below. And also, if you have any suggestions for niches you want me to analyze in future, let me know about that as well. All right, hope this video has been helpful, and I'll catch you next week.